here. So welcome. And I decided that I was just going to sneak on and actually just talk to you about the full moon and Halloween and what we have got going on. So I take it that many of you are out shopping, and if you are my friends and you're in Melbourne, well, you must be fighting the crowds, and I am so happy for you. I just cannot express that this is a massive breakthrough for people who finally get to have their freedom. Now, as you jump on, I want you to say hello, and I'm going to talk to you about the full moon, Halloween, and what it actually means to me. And then I'm going to actually give you the last opportunity that could absolutely change your life. So, if you happen to be one of my team, I know that you're all busy, and in America, you're asleep. However, when you see this, tag your people, share it. So firstly, because I am a God lover, Halloween and things like that, once upon a time in my very bold, strong and structured, religious almost Christian days, used to scare me. I was actually quite afraid of anything that tottered on the edges of anything else except for Christianity. But I realize now that I was living in fear. Now, I was doing a Bachelor of Ministries. Now, I didn't actually make it all the way through. I finished that with a diploma of pastoral care. And, my pathway, although I've always loved working with people, I've always had a natural born evangelistic way of being able to help people. I've always had healing hands. And, I went through a path of being in real estate, and I love that because I was able to really impact people's lives. But you might be thinking, well, what's that got to do with Halloween? Well, I'll never forget. I'm going to tell you a story when my eldest daughter was actually first born. And well, actually, yes, she was about 6 months old, and it was Halloween. And of course, I was driving along at night and I saw someone appear out of the shadows. So, me being who I am, always, like on the lookout to help people, and a lot younger and a lot more naive, I stopped the car, but of course, this face jumped out with this Halloween mask on. I had my little baby in the back of the car, and I was absolutely scared witless, right? And this woman, I mean, she had massive hands, and she kind of grabbed the glass of my car, and I just kind of took off. And, no wonder I was in a lot of fear around Halloween and things like that. Today, I am so much more different because today I am so open and so expanded and so much more fearless. And yet I look to God for everything. But what does Halloween mean to me? Well, what it means is that there are people out there in the world that are going to have fun. They're going to dress up. Some of them are going to have parties. We're going to have a party tonight here because I'm celebrating about 7 people in my family's birthday. So we're all actually collaborating right here. So for me, Halloween means little kids knocking on the door and me perhaps giving them some trick or treat. And of course, now I want to talk about the full moon. So imagine having, a full moon on Halloween. So my goodness, now this just makes it more powerful, you guys. This just makes it more potently powerful. Now I'm actually starting a transformation tomorrow morning at 9:30. We are almost full. And because we're still going to be in a full moon, this is like, I didn't plan it this way, but this is where we alchemize. This is an opportunity. Like a lot of people change in the full moon. They're very affected. I know I have people that, you know, for me, I don't specifically sleep very well around the full moon, and it's very cyclic. And, you know, it's for a lot of people, they can become very impacted with their moods. But I want to tell you that awareness is really so powerful. So, you know, what I believe is that the full moon is a time to shed. And it's interesting because in this specific program that I am running, where we have tomorrow our first session, we are literally shedding. We are going to be shedding so much shiz. And a full moon, even if you're not in our program, this is a time for you to make a claim about what you want to let go of. So I already decided this morning that I was going to let go of some patterns around my relationships, patterns that affect certain relationships as a result of my childhood years, learning from my parents, although I've got the most beautiful parents, but learning their ways. And I realized that there are still some brokenness that I obviously need to work on. And so I really went for a walk this morning, and I just told the universe, the moon, and the intention of my guides and the Holy Spirit that I want to shed a lot of that stuff. If you hear me, let me know, give me some hearts, give me some love, put it down in the comments. Perhaps let me know if you are going to make an intention to shed. So because our transformation is around mind and body. The reason we do this is because your body does not lie. Your body is your filing cabinet that holds all of the memories to everything that's actually ever happened in your life. I'm looking at two screens, by the way, because I'm also talking to my group. So in case you're wondering why my eyes keep going this way and that way, that is the reason, okay? So, yes, so as I was walking this morning, I made a declaration and I decreed that I would dissolve, clear, and release. I had to think about those three words. Dissolve, clear, and release the patterns of that specific situation that has been trailing behind me and really affecting me, because this is how it all works. So, you know, I want to talk about our program tomorrow and let you know also, because we are nearly at full capacity. We have 4 places left, but I want to share with you what I've actually done. So over 14 years, what I noticed is rapidly releasing trauma. When I was able to shift people's trauma and their wounds, and they were able to end their suffering, right? What would happen is this strange thing would happen. They would rise. So that means that they would rise in their status, that the women would claim their voice, claim their power. The men would go on and become successful and move into 6 and 7 figures. And because it wasn't at that point of time something I was focused on, I noticed that this was more of a default. So it was like, how come I keep noticing that all these people that are coming to see me, they'll be shifting like these massive burdens. And let me tell you, the full moon is an epic time to do that. And then when they'd show up to see me, what would happen is that they would have their confidence. They would suddenly find their mojo. If they were coming to shed kilos, like obviously part of the intention for a lot of people coming into our mind and body transformation, because one of my head coaches, she lost 30 kilos. But when she dropped 30 kilos through the program, she did that because she let go of about 30 years of suffering in relationships. So it has a different impact. If you can imagine, some people carry it on their bodies. Now, other people may carry it in their physical symptoms, so it may affect their health. And other people, they may carry it in their relationships. And of course, this affects so much. So once we release, and just to kind of really sum this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about our first session tomorrow, because this is going to be so epically powerful for our first session, full moon. And oh my gosh, it's like the universe is in total synchrony here. I did not plan this. And it's going to be an extra powerful full moon, I guess because of the time of the year as well. And of course, there's a lot of alchemizing going on in the universe. Let's face it, you know, we're really, are we at the tail end of a crisis with the COVID? Or are we, you know, are we looking at a third wave? We do not know. These things are uncertain. And, you know, this is where I say that we have got to have rock solid foundations. So, you know, as we go through, we're going to be doing this in our private Facebook group, and I'm going to be inviting people to come on board into a Zoom so they can be in our vortex. What we're going to be doing is finding your mission, your vision, your purpose. Now, what is so important about finding that? Well, let me explain it to you. And I know that so many people are out shopping and it's really not a great time to be live streaming, but I know you'll catch this if you're supposed to. So here's the thing. When you know your mission, your vision, and your purpose, your life will never be the same. You'll be more focused. You'll be more lit up. You'll have more energy. You will have more inspiration and enthusiasm to actually be laser lucid focused on your mission. Now, I want to ask you a question. How would you be showing up? And I'm going to talk to my group over here because I know you've been watching the actual 5-part series that we gave for free. But the question is, how would you be showing up in your greatest life, in your greatest body, when your body is exactly how you want it to feel? Now, let's leave the looks of it and the size of it and the tonality of it till a little bit later. Let's talk about you showing up feeling that way. So imagine what that would be like. What would you be able to do when you are showing up as your best self? If that was you today, if that was you right now, like what would change in your life? What would be the biggest thing? So for example, for number one person, the biggest thing about having this transformation that we're going to bring to the table is that it could mean that they're going to shed a whole load of kilos and burdens and totally restructure and recode the way they look and feel about food. Now, why would that be? And there's a big reason, and that is because when you are fulfilled inside your spirit, inside your heart, inside your body, there's something magical that happens, you guys. There is something truly magical. But I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a gift right now because you are watching. And if you say hello and say yes in the comments, I'm going to explode that gift and make an intention that this gift is going to come your way with even more epic and amazing, profound power. So here is my question. I'm going to say to you that your words are your want. And in fact, this is a truth, but I'm going to help you. So because of the fact that what you tell yourself, what you say to yourself is actually what you are calling into your life. But what I want you to do is I want you to set an intention right now about bringing a word to the table. A word that is going to represent, and especially if you are in the program and you're new and you have no idea what's going to happen, what I want you to do is I want you to preempt up that you have transformed your life, that you have stepped into your greatest self and you feel absolutely amazing. Your life is improved, your relationships have enriched, your body looks and feels great, and you are just on fire. What's your word? Now, what is your magic word? Now, I'm going to say my magic word, and I don't even have one yet, but I'm going to call my magic word. Let's have a think now. I'm going to rattle off a few words here. Empowered, peaceful, joyful, decisive, certain, confident, light, happy. So these are just some words. So it could be wise, it could be poised, it could be grounded. So what I'm going to do is I am going to call mine grounded. So that is going to be my magic word. So I want you to claim your word that would sum you up. And I want you to claim that word upon this full moon. So I want to also let you know that, because I create a hybrid program, one thing that really sets us apart is the fact that we create programs for coaches. So there's a lot of coaches that are on board of this program. And not only do we give them this beautiful system of this launching pad to actually create the natural evolution of their own personalized success. And of course, in this day and age, who do you want to become? Like, who are you? And what is your greatest aspiration? Like, do you want to help people? Do you want to serve people? Do you want to help people in their performance, or do you want to help people to recognize their mission, vision, and purpose, like myself? Or, what is it that you want to do? Well, what I pride myself on doing is not only giving coaches the ability to have the confidence to launch their programs with a beautiful, customized, easy, simplified system that I have trailblazed, that I have, it's taken me many years to formulate it, but I give this to coaches so they've got it. They know the secret. They even have a program, and this is what sets us apart. We actually give them a program. We help them create programs. And this program that we've got running tomorrow, the Mind and Body Transformation, this is going to be one of the most sought after, most powerful modalities, because it rapidly releases and transforms lives literally at the speed of light. Well, my husband said, at the speed of light, Terry? Really? Do you realize that the speed of light is the fastest energy that happens in the universe? Well, let me tell you, compared to not coaching, but compared to counseling and psychology and years and years and years on medication, and I have absolutely full respect for counselors and psychologists because I train a lot of them. But do you know what they say to me? Terry, I am so grateful as who I am as a counselor that I have this formula, this powerful formula that releases people, because what it means for them is double the credibility, and even more so, giving their clients the fast, powerful results. Now, who doesn't want that? So we put the program in your hands. So my hybrid program focuses on transformation first. In fact, even if I have a highly equipped, empowered coach that comes into my program, and a lot of them come from, you know, one-on-ones where they're used to doing one-on-ones like what I did, and they're used to being in clinic or they're working from home, and then they go online and they don't know where to start, and they're so gifted. Well, we not only give them a program, we ask them to transform, even though they already have done a lot of transformational work. Why? Because like one of my coaches, so one of my beautiful goddess coaches, she has literally been in every program that I would put highly, credibly on the map, the greatest coaching programs. She spent tens of thousands of dollars, but somehow it was what she did with me that fanned into flames everything she had learned and gave her the confidence to rise and to step out of her shell and to put all the knowledge of all the investments that she had made. So we collectively have operated together. It just so happens that I seem to be the one standing at the end of the line where I just give them that thrust. And not only do they actually physically rise, I help them rise. So my, you know, my guidance and what I love doing is it's the same when I'm working with you. If I'm transforming your life, I will hold your hand. I will move you through. I will ground you in. I will ask you to claim your power, and I will help you, not because I'm magical, not because I've got any special powers. I do have a gift. I must admit, I definitely have always had that gift. But because I help you release the suffering, and when you end your suffering, even if you think your life is already okay, when you let go of whatever it is, because even I'm still holding on to stuff and I'm letting go every single day, guys, and working on myself and rising, right? So this is what I do, holding your hand to make your revolution and your transformation and your potent, powerful potential actually rise and come out. And I'm really good at that. So, you know, I would say I'm almost like I have this, I feel like I've got like a remote control and I'm a success activator. So I activate your success. But before you activate your success, it is in my highest opinion that you've got to get rid of stuff first. So guys, my hybrid program tomorrow starts 9:30 AWST. We are going to hit the ground running, 1 hour of power for 4 weeks. So we're going to roll up and you're going to get a potent, powerful session. And you're going to have this ability to find your why, your mission, your vision, your purpose, to release the biggest trauma and end that suffering at the speed of light. And then recode your life so that you can recode it with your magic word. So what's your magic word? I wonder if you can put your magic word down. So I said mine is grounded, and I had a gentleman on the phone that said it was satisfied. And he is a real high impact guy. He's actually someone who's really risen and done a lot of my work, and he is just he's a real successful person. So I would have expected him to come out with this really high adrenaline word. So when I said to him, and he's good with words because he's done a lot of work with me, and I said to him, "What's your word? What's your word?" He said, "Satisfied." And I went, wow. Okay, each to their own. But when I think about it, that word satisfied indicates groundedness. It indicates like satisfied, it's whatever it means in your mind is what is so vitally important. Now I'm going to have to close this down. Happy Halloween. So if you haven't watched this from the start, it's worth going back and watching. And remember, full moon If you are affected by the full moon in any which way, I would spend time writing down all the things that trigger you through this time and when you have this, and just make a decree to release. I decree to dissolve it, clear it, and release it. And know that you are divinely meant to be hearing this so that you can rise into your power. To start our program tomorrow, we have 4 places left. If you want to get in, give me a DM me, private message me, and let's get you on board, because it's a low ticket. It's, for what it's worth. I mean, people have paid thousands of dollars to get the transformation that you're going to get, even in one session. Like tomorrow's session is going to be amazing. We'll have lots of testimonies. We'll bring them to you so you can see firsthand. And we're going to have 4 sessions like that. People go, oh, that's not very much, Terry. I deal with busy people. Ain't nobody got time for, all this stuff. So we do big quantum spacious leaps of power. So weekly until the 21st of November, then we end. And during that course, I am taking on people at the moment. I take on a handful of people to work closely with as a coach. And I believe I have 3 places left for that. So that is where you are developing the modalities. Some people may like to do it. I have a lot of teachers that work with me and a lot of nurses. I find that they'll end up, though, coaching people, because just about every single person that I train always uses the modalities, even when it's just being such an influencer with their friends, their families. And for people who are looking at really delivering a beautiful coaching program and a coaching service, then I would urge you to DM me. Let's have a chat. Maybe you just want the transformation. Let's have a chat, because you'll need to transform. I transform, I teach, I train, and then I launch, and I actually help you to get in that rocket. And whether you are going to be at the top of your field as a coach, a leader, an MLMer, or even in your own business or a community, if you are a high achiever and you feel like you've got some stuff you need to let go of, then we need to talk. So that's all I got. And thank you for holding space. Much love to you. Remember your power word. Mine is grounded and release. And happy, happy, happy Saturday, Halloween, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon.